Thank you, man. It's Mark Houston with Home Slice Media, and it's another episode of Sippin Scotch with Singers. This time, I've got a very, well, to a lot of people, your face is going to be pretty familiar, I think. It's Britnee Kellogg, two-time American Idol participant. Is that a blast? Was it a blast? Was it amazing?
Yeah. So my first year was Randy, Steven Tyler, and J-Lo, and it was
good Lord,
incredible. Like I got cut after making it to the top 40, and that was like honestly so devastating because I was a banker. I worked full time and then did music in the evenings. I was a single mom at the time, and I like missed my kids, but I also was like, I don't want to leave. It was so sad. The second year was a little. I wanted to go home, actually. It was
really?
like the Mariah Carey, Nicki Minaj, just really dramatic and like a little crazy.
A little over the top.
Yeah.
But that, even doing that for your career and then what you end up doing now, it's got to be a huge step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, it definitely, like, before that I was singing with a 12-piece dance and show band and kind of like doing the cover band thing, and then did Idol, and it was like the beginning of having my own band and really like putting myself out there myself and not just singing for a hobby.
Now you're from Washington State, correct?
I am.
Is there what part of Washington?
Vancouver, Washington.
Geez,
so it's literally I can see Portland,
right there,
Oregon from where I live.
Awesome. Is there a pretty decent music scene there when you were growing up? Were you influenced by? I mean, was there stuff around there that you were like, hey, this is really cool?
No, what's really weird, like people ask me all the time, like, you're from Washington and you sing country music? Like, what? How? And honestly, like, my grandparents were very, very big fans of country music. They loved Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, all the greats. And when I was 6, they took my sister and I to see Johnny Cash. And I got to see him and June sing together, which was literally, like, I looked at my grandmother and I was like, I'm not going to school tomorrow because I'm going to be a country singer. I don't need math.
When this happened?
I was 6.
Yeah, perfect.
And I literally, like, after that, I was like, I was on the way. Like, I was like, that is what I'm going to do when I grow up. And so the scene in that area is not, the country is not really a thing.
I just find that so interesting because I've talked to so many, and it seems to be specifically those of you that get into country because, well, I've been in country radio since I was 15 years old. And it's the same, you're listening to Johnny Cash, you're listening to Waylon Jennings, you're listening to the stuff that your parents listen to, and it's always the same names that seem to pop up. It's amazing how influential they were to people like you.
Absolutely.
I mean, you watch that and that thing that hits. It's like, oh my God, I want to be that. That's
totally
what I want to do.
Well, they didn't.
Why is that though? Why is that so?
I feel like back then, with the songs that they wrote were just like from the heart country songs. There wasn't a lot of thought, like I feel like nowadays it's like a math equation, and like there's so much overthinking that goes into writing songs. And at the end of the day, it's like you think about some of the greatest songs of all time, like really truly are so simple. And I think that was a big, I don't know.
Well, it's where they came from. I mean, it's where those songs came from.
Yeah.
They didn't come from a formula. They came from the lives of the people that lived there. And
absolutely.
Well, you're experiencing that though with your latest single right now.
I am.
100%.
It's been really wild. Yes.
That has to. I'm so amazed that singers like yourself can be that personal. That's got to be hard at first, and then you see the reaction, and it must change for you then, right?
Totally. Yeah. I've always, to a fault, sometimes written very honest songs. And this song, that day when I went into the write, I was like, I had just heard from a friend who actually dated my ex that went through very similar things that I went through with him. She said, like, that he had been like trying to FaceTime her and reach out to her, and he was at this time married. And I was like, I walked into the write and I just heard about it, and I was like, I just feel so sorry for this, genuinely, like this woman who is now pregnant with, like, and married to him, and he's like trying, he's cheating on her basically. And I was like, so I literally was like, I have to write about it because it was so fresh, and I knew that after we wrote it, I was like, this song is so special, but I had no idea how many people felt that way. It's wild.
Do you remember the first time you stood on stage and sang it? Do you remember that first moment where you were like, I've got to Here it comes.
I do. Yep, I was at the Bluebird Cafe actually.
Oh,
in Nashville.
what a great place to do it,
And
though.
It was pretty unreal.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
It always gets a laugh at first because I'm always like, I wrote this for my ex's new lover.
Right.
And it's like, ha, 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 and then they're like, oh man, like
Yeah.
I've been there, I felt that.
That hits.
Yeah.
Well, we're also talking seriously
Yeah.
while drinking scotch. And I asked you before we did this, I said, do you want to do just a normal, boring radio interview, or do you want to sit down and drink some scotch? So glad you picked this one.
Come on.
This is my favorite thing as well. Do you have a favorite? Are you a whiskey, beer, wine? Do you have a preference? Like, what's your go-to?
So for years, my go-to was whiskey.
Okay.
Like always. I'm currently on a tequila kick right now.
You know, it's been a big thing at the moment, and I the same. Didn't like
Yeah.
it, didn't care for it until you try the. It's got to be a little more higher end
Oh,
tequila.
totally.
It can't be your
Yeah,
Jose
yeah, no,
and your
no,
stuff
no,
like
no,
that.
no.
Once you bump
Always
it up a
top
little
shelf,
bit, though,
yeah.
it's
'Cause
delicious.
It's so good.
And so much of it tastes like toasted marshmallows. I don't. That's me, I guess. I don't get it, but it's so.
Yeah,
Do you drink it straight? Do you drink it?
I drink it on the rocks
Okay.
with a lemon and a lime.
Perfect. You're classy. that
Sometimes
way.
an orange. Yeah, but I don't like anything. I don't like sweet drinks.
No.
I'm definitely like a straight. I do love wine, but as I'm getting older, I can't drink very much wine. The hangovers suck a little more.
Well,
so.
especially when you're here at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, the party tends to go on a long, long time, and if you don't pace yourself, you're going to be in for a world of hurt. How much longer are you here? No, you're done tomorrow, aren't you?
No, I'm
We're here till
Rally
Friday.
Point on Friday.
Okay, and then you're finished.
And then we're leaving. Yeah, well, we're gonna Spearfish Friday night.
Because this is your second time here. I totally missed you in 2019. I didn't
Yeah.
see you at all when you were here. That sucks.
We
And
were
then
only here
last
for a
year
few
we were-
days.
Okay.
So we weren't here a long time, but this year we were here a lot longer. And God, what an amazing just community of musicians and people, and it's pretty awesome.
And I'm not into the bikes, motorcycles at all. I'm here purely for the music, because it's a lot of people don't realize this is one of the largest music festivals that's happening at this time of year as well.
Amazing.
So people think, it's just motorcycle, it's just riders. No, come for the music,
Right.
because it's amazing.
It's great music.
It's totally. So where are you off to after this then? Do you have a busy rest of the summer or not?
I do. Yes. We're on the road for a few more weeks. It's been a little crazy, and I'm so grateful for it, because
Right.
it's been a while since we played music.
Yeah,
And I'm releasing a song September 17th that I feel like is going to be a big one. So I'm excited about that. So lots of exciting things coming.
Okay, where can we find then all of you? I'm assuming you've got it on all of this Spotify's
Yep,
and
it's
all of
just
that where you can find
at Britnee Kellogg for everything.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, Britnee, thanks for finally
Thank
sitting
you
down to talk.
so
I love
much.
doing this.
Yeah.
And we were drinking, what was it? Tyler and Lloyd. I've
It's
never had this
delicious.
before. It is really
Cheers.
good. Yeah. Better than I thought it
you.
was going to be. You bet. It's Britnee Kellogg. Make sure you see her here at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally before it's done. Again, even if you're not into the motorcycles and you're not into the crazy traffic, find one afternoon and evening you can spend up here to see Britnee and all of the others that are performing at the Loud American or at Rally Point. It's Sippin Scotch with Singers and Britnee Kellogg. Thank you, Britney.
Yay.